Okay, so you should now see my screen there. So again, this is for the AmpliWave classroom audio system. And if you have not heard about this, it is very, very interesting. And it is something that's going to help teachers as well as students in the classroom. And I'll go over a few things to kind of talk about why audio is important in the classroom. So if you're ready, let's go ahead and get started on this. So again, why is audio important in the classroom? Well, there are two things that make it very important. And one is the signal to noise ratio, and then the other is the inverse square law. So if you've not heard about either one of those two, let me give you a little bit of an explanation about what that is. So the signal to noise ratio just means that you need to have your audio source, which would be the teacher, louder than the ambient sound. So as an example, let's use 50 decibels is about the um, average ambient sound in a room. So that means that your teacher's voice needs to be 15 decibels louder than that in order for students to listen. Now, it's not to hear because that is different. Hearing and listening are two different things. So hearing is really an involuntary thing. So we hear all sorts of noise. You know, we hear dogs barking, we hear trucks going in the background, but we don't really listen to that. So listening is something that's voluntary. So that's why it's important to make sure that the audio level is louder than that ambient sound so we can listen. Because if you're struggling to listen, or hear, you're not going to really get that information. And then the other one is, of course, the inverse square law. And what that means is, again, as an example in the classroom, if I'm talking in my teacher voice, as we call it, and I'm projecting, now my voice gets tired, but everybody in that front row, they can hear me loud and clear. That inverse square law, what that means is if I'm 5 feet away from the front row, 10 feet back, so that second row of students, my voice level is going to drop by 6 decibels. So if I'm at 65 and we need to be over 50, you can tell that by the time I get to 20 feet back or middle of the classroom, or at least the back third, my voice now is going to be pretty much level with the ambient sound. So that means it gets washed out, drowned out by everything else. And that's that point where students, all of a sudden, they're struggling to listen or struggling to even hear what you're saying. So now they are not listening. So hopefully that kind of gives you the idea of why audio is important in a classroom. So let's go ahead and talk a little bit more about the AmpliWave. Now, the AmpliWave comes in as a complete kit. So in this complete kit, you'll get your two speakers, which are going to be 30 watts total. You're also going to have your control box, which we'll cover in somewhat detail here. And you also get a microphone for the student and a teacher microphone. And you also have an accessory charging box if you want to get that. Again, that's an accessory. It's not necessary. Oh, yeah, we've got a question here. No, you do not have to have that accessory charger unit in order to charge the microphones. So as an example, here I'm holding one of the microphones. On the side is a USB-C port. All you need to do is connect a USB cable there and charge it up that way. Now, that accessory charger is really great because you can charge both the student and teacher microphones at the same time. And in under 3 hours, you're going to get 8 to 10 hour use. But no matter what, if you charge these up all the way, you're going to get 8 to 10 hours full use. Okay, so what we have in front of us right now is the picture of the AmpliWave control box. And you're going to see that there's a lot of inputs on here and a lot of controls for audio. And that's one of the biggest and most important thing. So let's go over this. Now, to my left is going to be the power button, and that is right here. So just press that for power. This right here, you're going to see that there is a little cover when you first get this. It's like a turquoise color cover. Remove that rubber cover, and this is where this USB dongle is going to go. That USB dongle is what's going to allow you to connect your microphones wirelessly to the control box. Now, when you do that, right here, it's going to light up blue. So all you really need to do is press and hold the power button on your microphone, and you're going to see the lights up here. And then also when it is connected, it's going to light up blue right here. And it's really simple to mute and unmute. It's just this power button. Just press it once and it'll mute it, and press it again and it'll unmute it. All right, so let's continue on here. Right next to that, you're going to see this USB-C port here, and this connects to your computer, to your laptop, or to your desktop. And again, you can mute the audio from there as well. Right here, you have another input. So ALD is for assisted learning device. So if you have some students who are hearing impaired and you already have an assisted learning device in your classroom, you can actually connect it right to the control box here. And then you are able to control the volume. We'll call it the master volume for the ALD right from the control box here. Next to that is an additional microphone input. So for me personally, I have a secondary third-party wireless microphone, and I plug it right in here. So now, not only do I have a teacher mic, a student mic, but I have a third microphone, which you can have it as a handheld wireless microphone if you want. And again, you could control the volume separately right here. Again, that's what makes this so fantastic, is that you're able to control the volume individually for any one of these devices that you plug in. And again, right next to that is the wireless microphone, which is going to be the student and teacher mic. Now, the student and teacher microphone both have their own volume up and down right here. But again, you do have a master control for that right here. And the last one is a large dial here, which says speaker. Now that is going to be for the volume for the speakers. Now, again, you do get two speakers with the complete AmpliWave audio system. So if there's are there any questions? Yeah. So as far as microphone, the wireless microphones right here that come with the kit, there's two that come with it. And once again, there's a teacher and a student. You cannot connect more than the two. So only these two can connect to the control box wirelessly. So that's why I was saying that with the microphone in, I have a third party, another microphone that I connect wirelessly to that. So hopefully that answers that question. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and move to the back of the control panel. Once again, on the back, it has a lot of inputs and outputs. And just so I'm clear, it has a lot of these options to plug things in. It is not confusing at all. It's virtually plug and play. You just plug in the power, turn it on, like I said, press and hold the button to pair the wireless microphone to the control box, and that's it. You know, of course, you have to have your speakers connected, but really that is all you need to do. So let's go ahead and take a look here. It says Ethernet. So on the Ethernet, you're going to plug in an Ethernet cable, and this is going to be used for, say, any type of firmware updates and things like that for the control box. Also, we do have a device management software or an app that's going to allow you to silently communicate with your main office. And that is going to be something that's on the teacher microphone. And on the side is a silent panic button. So you press and hold that, or you press it 3 times, and then it's going to send a signal, an audible sound, to the office or to the IT department. Now you also see where it says UAC, that's Universal Audio Compliance. And if you want to control the audio on your flat panel through the box, you can do that by connecting from the flat panel, USB out, as long as it's carrying the audio, into the control box. But you also see that you have a line in, which is probably going to be better. So if you have a line out on your IFP, your interactive flat panel, your touch panel, or really any other device or a separate amplification system, you can plug that right in here. And once again, now you're able to use the control panel, the control box of the AmpliWave to control all that audio. So it just simplifies everything and puts it into one place. You have line output. So maybe you want to go into an existing mixer board or another amplifier that you already have in the classroom. You can do that as well. So again, you have ins and outs, everything here to make really everything very, very simple. Now, one of the best things too is that you've noticed maybe on some other manufacturers where they have their control box for classroom audio system, The speaker cable or the speaker input connectors are what we call proprietary. Here you just plug in any speaker wire that you want, speaker cable. But again, with the AmpliWave system, it is a full system. It comes with the speakers, so you don't have to buy anything separately. And then, of course, to the far right is your power input. Now, one thing to keep in mind on this, it may look like any other power supply jack, and a lot of those are 12 volts or 9 volts. You don't want to plug that in just because it fits. Use the one that came with the AmpliWave because it is a 19 volt charger. So remember that. So that's very, very important. See, one thing I want to say, my voice is already getting tired and I'm not talking loud, but I am actually using right here. I'll tap. I'm using one of our microphones right now. So hopefully it's coming across loud and clear. So let's talk about some of the other benefits of the AmpliWave and audio systems in the classroom. One of the best things, and I keep saying this with the AmpliWave, is the fact that you can, mix and match different audio sources that are coming in. But the best part about it is that you could control the volume. So what can I do with that? Well, I can actually narrate over pre-existing audio source or pre-existing lessons that either you have created or maybe that you've gotten off of YouTube. Some of the other things that are fun to do is you can do this as a sing-along. Remember I mentioned on the microphone input where I have a third microphone? I have a handheld microphone. Now you can pass that around to kids. They could take turns. We can all sing. We could do sing-along and things like that. But the other important thing about this is fantastic for English as a second language. And the importance of that is, again, that inverse square law. If our voice is only being carried so far and it diminishes as it gets to the back of the room, students cannot hear, they cannot listen to what you're saying, they cannot hear you announce words and things like that. So that's very, very important. And also, again, that volume, that signal to noise ratio. We always want to make sure that our voice is that much louder, again, about 15 decibels louder than what the ambient sound is in that classroom. So again, imagine all of this put together. Now everybody is really sitting in the front row and we can all hear things and listen and we can retain everything that we hear. Now, some of the other things, again, key points on this is, again, the charge time is really quick and the microphones will last 8 to 10 hours. So that's really a full day off of a single charge in the classroom. It's plug and play. So it's very, very simple. Plug it in, turn it on, pair the microphones, and that's it. Now you do have an option of wearing a lanyard, and it does come with a lanyard, so it'll hang down here. I just prefer to clip mine like this. All right, so what are some of the other things? Well, the hybrid or high flex learning. So again, there's still going to be a need for us to do remote learning, distance learning, and things like that. As an example, this is exactly what we're doing right now. So how does this help with that situation? Well, there's often times where I need to control the volume in the classroom because I'm doing both remote and I'm doing in classroom at the same time. So I can adjust the volume of what is being heard in the classroom, as well as, the students on the other end or whoever's listening. Now they can control their own volume that's coming through their computer or their speakers wherever they're at. So that makes it that much more powerful again. And then that last thing, again, as I've repeated several times, is the ability to mix your audio sources and control the volume. So that's very, very important. And you're going to find out how important that is once you start using this. So again, why is all of this important to have clear audio? First, I want to say this. I love movies. Can you imagine going to a movie theater and sitting down and on this big screen, you see a great image and that audio is terrible? It kind of ruins that experience. And we want to have an engaging and an immersive experience for the students. That doesn't mean necessarily that it's remote, but it can be remote. But this is for everybody. This is for in classroom. This is for remote, high flex, whatever you want to do. So it really levels out that playing field, especially if the students have a little bit of a hearing impairment or if they're sitting in the back of the classroom and they can't hear the audio well. So now again, this really levels that playing field so everybody can hear, everybody can listen, and you can retain everything. Also, again, it reduces that stress on the teacher's voice because there's nothing worse than having to talk really loud and you are animated, you're excited, but talking loud for 2, 3, 4, 5 hours out of the day, it drains your energy, and pretty soon you're just like this. And if you lose that energy, you've lost those kids. So you want to be able to maintain that energy and that excitement without having to shout. One last thing here. Again, this is not anything that we're just, making up or just talking about. There have been numerous studies going back as far as this one says 1977 with the U.S. Department of Education, where they actually did do some funding on some tests to find out, does wireless audio in a classroom really help with students? More so that they were taking a look to find out, will this help the hearing impaired students really thrive within a hearing or normal classroom environment? And yes, it did. But as it says, it was more than that. They found that it helped all students in the classroom have some significant gains in learning and success. So that includes retaining what they hear. So that's really it on the AmpliWave. So hopefully you've got some information of how important and what the AmpliWave audio system can do for you and for the students. And please, if you have your phones, get those out. Please scan that QR code there. That'll have my contact information so we can do some more one-on-one if you have any more questions or thoughts about the AmpliWave or even thoughts about audio systems in general and how it can help in a classroom. Please feel free to reach out to me. That also has our website. And I want to say thank you very much. And are there any questions? Yes. So like I said in the beginning, you do not have to have that accessory charger box. All you need to do is have a USB-C charger cable and plug it in right back here, and then you could charge it up. And that's it. Yes. No, again, it does come with everything in the kit. So it comes with the 2 speakers, comes with the teacher microphone, the student microphone, comes with the speakers. Oh, also, I didn't say this. It comes with wall mounting brackets for those speakers as well. So you can mount it horizontal or you can mount it vertically. The one thing is it does not come with the wall fasteners, the screws to screw it in or bolt it into the wall. So you want to go ahead and get those. So good question on that. And yes, it does come with speaker wires. Don't quote me on this. I believe the speaker wire, the cables are either 50 or 60 feet in length. So you have either 25 or 30 feet per side. But again, you could get any speaker wire and it'll work out for you. Right. Well, thank you again, everybody. And please use that QR code there, scan that, and contact me if you have any other questions about AmpliWave or if you want to find out more information about any one of our products, whether it be document cameras or anything like that. Reach out, get a hold of me, and please feel free to ask to set up another one-on-one discussion on the AmpliWave. Thank you. Bye-bye.